What an incredible career it has been. I have known David for a good 12 years. In fact, we got close days after the Punchgate controversy. I was in England teaching at that point in time, and David was playing when it happened. What exactly did transpire? I was very keen to know. People said he would be banned, his career was over. That's when we made contact and soon became friends. While he was down and out, I could sense a steel inside. A steel that told me every single day that here is a man who was there to make a mark, and in all formats for Australia. Since then, David Warner has scaled peak after peak after peak. Yes, he is the new perfect because imperfect is the new perfect. David Warner's life is full of controversy. David Warner's life is full of challenges, and each time there has been a challenge, the man has stood up to it and overcome it with flying colours. Be it the IPL, be it white ball cricket, be it ICC trophies, be it any tournament in any part of the world, David Warner has always been a great and will forever be remembered as a great of Australian cricket. Let me tell you one such story. 2021, David Warner had his worst year in the IPL. So much so that he was dropped from the Hyderabad Sunrisers team. In fact, he did not even get a chance to sit in the dugout, and there was much acrimony. Soon after, South Africa, Australia, India, all the leading teams were in Dubai for the ICC T20 World Cup. David Warner was there representing Australia. Many had written him off. Many had said that he was finished. The IPL was evidence that David Warner is no longer the same player. You know what Warner did? He won the man of the tournament. He played match-winning hands for Australia, one after the other. And then on the day of the final, rather the night of the final, within moments of the game having finished, I had messaged him asking for an interview. He called, presented his World Cup winning jersey and said, certainly an interview anytime. And he said, we are supposed to take the flight for Australia, so do it now. And thereafter he went and said, every time I am challenged, I want to dig deep. For this is the legacy we want to leave behind. This is the legacy that I want the future generation of players to see and believe in. That whenever you are pushed, whenever you are told that you're not good enough, you've got to stand up and make it a point to ensure that you are with the support of your friends, your colleagues, your fellow players and your family. Ladies and gentlemen, David Warner. Take a listen to the many interviews that he's given us and to what he has said.
Talk to me about bubble life a little bit, bubble life and mental health, because I know you've posted 100 times missing my girls. I know how close you are with the family. I mean, they are your life, Candice and the girls. By the way, I loved Candice's tweet, out of form, said it all. I mean, love that tweet. But talk to me about that. How hard has it been, and where is the family there? I mean, how important is the family to help each of you overcome COVID and this whole thing about bubble life?
Yeah, I like to not talk too much publicly about it, because at the end of the day, like for us, you know, we go through your ups and downs as as a married couple, and a lot of our ups and downs have only been during bubble life. It's managing 3 kids at home. I can't put myself in my wife's shoes. This is coming up to 29 weeks I've been away from my girls this last 12 months. 29 weeks. Now, 29 weeks with 3 children. My wife deserves the biggest medal you can ever give, because that is difficult. I've been on FaceTimes, kids going crazy, going mad, end of the day after school. You know, kids are kids. They'll always be kids. They don't understand, right? So for me, it hurts to see the kids like that, because I know that my wife, you know, my wife's a very brave lady, a very, very brave lady. I'll never, ever complain. Still never will. But I know exactly at times where it's getting tough. It's hard. They can't travel outside of Australia. Now, they've been away from school for the last 6 to 8 months. to take them out for 2 weeks, to come into isolation, into a bubble. That's mentally not for them. They can't do that. It's not possible. You know, so I got to wait an extra couple of weeks to see my family. And then we're in a bubble. We can do little things. I think the Indian team had a taste of what it was like last year. You know, I love nothing more than holding my wife's hand, going shopping, going to a restaurant, taking my kids to a park. We couldn't even take our kids to a park last year because of too many people around us. Like, it's very, very, very difficult. And there is light at the end of the tunnel at the moment, but to get through that was very difficult. And, you know, it's almost like the biggest weight off your shoulders, because my family love India. You know, they love coming there. It's their favorite part of the calendar. You know, what are we doing in winter in Australia? Oh, we're going to India. We're going to watch the IPL. We're going to support that. We're going to get amongst everyone. You know, my kids absolutely love going on, tuk-tuks, and, you know, they love going to Falanuka Palace in Hyderabad. They love all that stuff. And, you know, for me, that's a special part of me that I get to experience my wife and my daughters. And that's been the hardest thing about the bubbles, not sharing these times with them.
David, there is a difference between a leader and a captain. Even if you're not captain, you're a leader. Talk to me about your philosophy of leadership, be it as captain of Hyderabad, be it as captain of Australia, be it as a senior pro in the team. You've always led. Talk to me about your philosophy of leadership.
I think the most important thing is you need to know the players. It's not knowing the player as in, hey mate, how are you? Get to know what their background has been like, their upbringing. You got to be able to deal with personality, right? So I'm totally different to someone like a Steve Smith. You've got people who have come from non-privileged backgrounds in India. Then you come from people who are a little bit higher class. How do you gel together? How do I get the best out of this person and that person? I love to get involved in knowing the person, and then I can deliver and get the best out of that person. Because let's face it, we all come from different backgrounds. We come from different parents. You're so different from. We have this thing about we play for your country, but this guy lives 5 hours across the other side of the country. I've never met him before. So what do I have to do? Let's learn about him. Well, I know him, I play against him, but let's learn about them. And that's how you deal, and that's how I feel like leadership can grow, because then you can feel everything that they've gone through. You can feel why they're feeling a certain way if something's not going right. And I think that's what's really important. And for me, give the responsibility to the player. At the end of the day, you're responsible whether or not you get picked in a team by your form. Okay? So you kind of control what you can control. So from my perspective, I can't tell them what to do, right? I can say this is the cricket the brand of cricket we could play. If we embrace it together, you have my full support. Okay? You have my full support. And that's how I like to go about it. I'll always be a bowler's captain, because at the end of the day, without your bowlers, you're not a team. You're not a team. You need to be on your bowler sides. You have to. You give them free rein. Sometimes you'll have to bring it back in a little bit if you think, fields aren't as good as what it should be for the situation. But that's what it is. It's about, I feel like a lot of it's off the field. On the field, we take care of itself. How do we have fun together off the field? And that's what's most important to me.
David, each time somebody throws Sachin's words, somebody throws a stone at you, you make it into a milestone. What is the story?
Yeah, look, I think it's about just being resilient. I think I've had a very good upbringing with my parents, and I grew up in housing commission. So for me, I had to work from a young age. I've been taught how to be resilient from a young age, and there's some great stories out there through very highly successful people who have come through the same thing. So for me, it's all about embracing the fact that I'm going to fail, but how am I going to overcome failure? Just do what I normally do. Back myself, have a clear mind, go out there, commit to 100% to what I can do. And if it comes off, it comes off, but I'm prepared to fail. So if you're prepared to fail, you will succeed. There's no doubt about that.
The finish was not exactly as planned, but that's what sport is all about. It is cruel. and David will look back knowing that he has given it his all. That's what the Warner story is all about. Effort, effort, and more effort. He has won many. He's a world champion in the 50-over format. He's a world champion in the 20-over format. He's a world champion in the World Test Championship as well. 2015, David Warner was there. 2023, David Warner was there. And of course, in 2021, he was the player of the tournament. It is a legacy that few will be able to match. And we in India will always love him. Be it his dance moves, be it his Hindi, be it what he does on social media and Instagram with his family, David is half Indian. And that's why his daughters have also been named after India. He's a phenomenon who taught us that imperfect is the new perfect. A phenomenon that made us fall in love with an Aussie that few will be able to ever do. Happy retirement, mate. Happy retirement. Look forward to listening to you in the commentary box come the India series in November, December. All the best to you, Candice, and the girls on behalf of everybody here in Revsportz.